Now, if any of you guys have designed your own, or
at least it's something, you never know when you're gonna need it. And as you can see, it takes up very minimal space here. So I wanna run it through this trim. I wanna come across the top, down this pillar, and I actually have a firewall just on the side of the dash here that's gonna go right underneath the hood and then connect to the battery. And make sure that when you do this, you're going all the way to the bottom. So we wanna push it all the way in. It can't go any further. It's perfect. Now I'm gonna pull it right back out again. And I'm gonna just give it a one quick blast. I'm gonna push it in quick and let go. What's up guys, Pat here from Journey to Jeeping, and today I just want to do a quick review of the JK Jeep Wrangler. This will basically cover most Jeeps in general, but I'll be a little more specific as far as the JK goes. Now before we get started, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and you can check out all my other videos. But for now, let's get into this one. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into right off the hop. So when you're looking at the Jeeps, they are, you've got the JK, which is probably the most common, the TJ prior to that, and now we're into the JLs. The JK most likely is the one you're going to be looking at as far as a used one. Most common you're going to see on the road, but JL will be what you'd be purchasing if you're looking brand new. Like I said, I'm going to focus more on the JK here, just to point out a few things, because that's currently what I have. But one of the things I want to point out right off the start is the headlights for the JK. Common issue, they're very poor units. They do not light up the road very well at all. Right out of the factory there, they're very old. Not very any new technology there. So a lot of people end up opting to purchase upgrades. I have done so myself. I'll show you this quick here. This one I've gone with the halo headlights, projector, LED. Actually been a great purchase. I'm really happy with them, but again, it's been aftermarket. So you know, once you purchase it, you're looking at another couple $100 most places. This problem's been solved with the JL. When you get it, if you do purchase one brand new, you're gonna get the projector LED headlights right out of the box, which is great. It's gonna save you a bunch of money, but again, the price of those have gone up dramatically for a newer one. So, like I said, most people end up, if you're looking to just get into it, most people end up looking at a used JK. All right, next question. I had this one as well. What happens if my roof is off and it rains? Get caught in the rain. Well, happens all the time. Not a big issue. The Jeep is basically made for that. So there is the carpet's removable. Super easy to do. Throw it back in, not a problem. You can just let it air dry, pull it out, dry it, however you want to do it. There are drain plugs. So you will see lots of people, they will take their water right in they'll take their Jeep in a massive puddle. They'll fill the bottom full of water, just pull the plug, drains right out, not a problem. If that's what you're into, if that's the kind of experience you're looking for, is to get into the off-roading a little more than most, that's fine. One of the things I suggest, pull the carpets out and look into, there's a lot of different products out there, but the most common people use is the bed liner from a pickup truck. The spray-on ones, or rubberized ones, or whatever. They will sand down the whole floor of the Jeep, rip all the carpets out, coat it in that protective coating, and then you don't have to worry about constantly drying out your carpets and whatnot. It gets wet, you literally just take a garden hose to it, spray it out, pressure wash or whatever, rinse out the bottom, clean it up, and then you don't get that musky smell, which eventually you will get if you leave your carpets in and constantly get them soaked. But as far as just getting caught in the rain every once in a while, not a problem. Definitely meant for that, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. What's the difference between the different models of Jeep? I mean, yes, you can look at the brochure and see One's the Sport, there's the Sahara, Rubicon, and then now we've got the Gladiator for the truck. But basically the Sport, you're going to get the bare minimum, the basics. That's what I got. I had a Sahara before with the touchscreen, power windows, all that kind of stuff. I don't know, it's up to you, whatever you're into. To me, it wasn't the full Jeep experience. I went with the base model on my next one. Roll up windows, manual locks, no power accessories. I literally just ripped the doors off, no problem. Toss them in the garage, they're good to go. You don't have to worry about too much. The base model still comes with Bluetooth stereo, so it all depends what you're looking for. The Sahara just gives you a little nicer options. You can go with the leather seats, power windows, power locks, that kind of stuff, touch screen. You can get the upgraded stereo, all those kind of options, just to make it a little more luxurious. And then you get in the Rubicon, which gives you a lot more off-roading capabilities. So like I said, the Sport, you still, all of them, they're all good. It's just with the Rubicon, your stock suspension is going to sit a little higher. So some people actually take the Rubicon suspension and put them on the Sport as a lift kit because it sits higher and it's a lot less expensive. So Rubicon, you get that. There's bigger tires. You get, I believe they have an electronic sway bar disconnect. Could be wrong on that one, but I thought I heard that. Anyways, yeah, it just basically just out of the box, they're a little more capable. So if you're really into off-roading and want to get off to a good start, Rubicon's the way to go. But if you just want to start, obviously cost is going to be a big factor. The Rubicon is going to be a huge price difference from the Sport. And if you just want to get into it and then just get a feel for it, maybe just to see if it's for you, the Sport's fine. Okay, so one of the other things I want to point out with the Jeep, and this is going to go for basically the JKs and then the JLs. So you're going to have the option. You're going to have an option of a 2-door and a 4-door. I went for the 2-door, and at the time it was more of a purchase price thing for me. I decided, 2-door's fine. I'll have the space. It's not that big of a deal. Well, it turns out as time goes on, it became a big deal. So now I find it's kind of a hindrance. I have 2 young children. They climb in the back, and they've gotten good at it. But as they grow older, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun for them. But even going as far as thing as playing hockey and stuff like that, I can't get my hockey bag in the back. And I'll take you around to the back to show you, but you can't put anything back there. It is basically your back seat is almost touching the tailgate there. So, even grocery shopping, if you're going to go purchase anything there, you got to throw it in the back seat, or you're folding the seats right down. So kind of a downside. So if I could say anything, I would say right off the hop, look at the 4-door. It'll make a huge difference for you in the long run, and it gives you a lot more room. Even if you're looking at going off-roading, you're going to want some extra storage and put some of that off-roading gear in, which I don't have. So basically you're going to end up having to rip the back seats out if you want to put any of that stuff in. So anyways, let's go take a look at the back and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've opened up the tailgate here, and as you can see, I've got, so we'll pop this window open, and there you have it. Very minimal space. I've basically got enough room to, I just carry my Freedom panel cover. That's it. That's all you've got. So there really isn't a lot of room to work with here. Like I said, you're going to want to look into, definitely consider the 4-door. Unless you're, there are some people, and I've seen where they'll actually remove the back seat and they just leave it that way. It's a 2-door, 2-seater, and that's how they run it. And that's fine. If that's what you're going to do, that's great. But if you plan on having anybody in there or needing the back seats at all, you have no room for anything else. So definitely consider the 4-door. Okay, so one of the other items, a lot of people I see on the forums, they're asking, if I want to do some off-roading, if I want to get into that, what else do I need to do to my Jeep? Simple question is, you don't need to do anything. Right off the hop, if you just want to start getting into it, the Jeep's very capable. You can take it off-roading just as it is, right out of the factory. It's fine. It's got you got your 4x4. It's got 4x4 low, which will get you out of most jams, really. But you've got a lot of clearance. You can see here, I've actually got some aftermarket tires. Again, stock suspension. So I haven't changed that. And again, you won't have to put a lift kit or anything unless you want to get really serious with it. But I've got some bigger tires, which are great. Pretty happy with them. But you've got lots of clearance, as you can see. And again, that's it. That was just upgrading the tires, keeping the same factory stock height. Not a problem. Works great. Here, I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you. Okay, so like I said, stock height. We've got some little bit beefier tires for off-roading, and I've got upgraded headlights, a couple little items that I've done, but everything's basically factory. I've gotten rid of this, the big massive antenna they have, but that's it. Everything else is basically stock, so you don't really have to do a whole lot to them. They're basically ready to go right out of the box. Now, one of the other things I want to point out, it's really nice with the Jeep. Take a look. I'm just going to show you underneath here. Everything's very accessible, very wide open, no issues. You can do a lot of this work yourself as far as maintenance goes. It's not like a small little Honda Civic or something. Like, everything is right here, super easy to get to. So you can definitely save yourself some money. I've got a lot of other videos that you can check out on my channel that'll direct you as things like changing your differential fluid, changing your brakes, etc. So yeah, check those videos out if you are interested in learning all that stuff. Okay, one of the other questions that I know I had personally, and you hear it all the time, is the old soft top versus hard top conversation. And honestly, I was going to purchase this with a soft top. That was my goal. That's what I was looking for. I didn't care so much for the hard top. Soft top's perfectly fine. It holds in the heat very well in the wintertime. It's not that big of a deal. The heater on these things are fantastic. It'll heat up the Jeep in no time. So between that and, like I said, it holds its heat in. You don't lose very much in the winter, so it's great in that aspect. I mean, when I bought this, it didn't have the soft top. I just happened to find this one's the right price, and it came with the hard top. So I ended up searching for a soft top online and ended up buying one used. So that just ended up being the route I went. But ultimately, the soft top was my main priority. So if you wanted to purchase one and just run a soft top, perfectly okay. That works fine. Nothing to really worry about there. Just one thing to consider if you're going to do that is make sure you do the proper maintenance on it. The salt's going to eat away at the zipper and stuff like that, obviously. So just something you want to, make sure you're cleaning regularly, and yeah, just lubricate the zipper and treat the soft top with the proper cleaner. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's always been such a common misconception that the soft top's no good in the winter, but absolutely not the case. Now, if you do go with the hard top, not interested in the soft top, that's fine. You still have the option with these. See if I can show you here. These come with a Freedom panel. So what you're going to see here, you can sort of see this line coming across. That allows me to remove the driver and passenger roof panel. So still keeps the hardtop on the back, but if you get a nice sunny day, you can rip those off, take your doors off, obviously. Every Jeep does that. And yeah, you still get to ride with the top off. It's still an option, so it's not like if you don't go with the soft top, you're losing out on that experience. You're not. You'll still get it. Okay, next one, I would say, let's talk about the accessories available for the Jeep. The list is insane. If you can think about it, somebody's made it for the Jeep. The most common would be obviously the headlights, trail lights, so you'll get a light bar that goes across the top. You get some off-road lights. They've got rock lights that'll go in your wheel wells and underneath to light it up. There's obviously, I've showed you my antenna. I've upgraded that. You can get I've added a CB radio onto mine. If you're gonna get into off-roading, they're gonna recommend that you have those. If you're gonna do any group days or whatever, they will require you to have a CB radio installed. So you can get a portable one as well. They're not overly expensive. And if that's something you're looking into, I have an installation video on my channel as well, so feel free to check that out. Definitely easy to do it yourself though, so but if you need a hand, watch the video. Another item, if you are thinking about the Jeep and you're not too sure whether to go with a automatic transmission, manual transmission, mine's manual. You can do automatic, very common. When it comes to off-roading, everybody's got their own preference. From what I understand, a lot of people like the control of the manual, but they like the fact that the automatic, you're not getting, it's kind of a common misconception about the rollback. They do have I don't know what they call it, if it's just like a rollback assist type thing, where if you're on a slant, like a slope, going up, and you are trying to find your friction point for first gear, go and take off, it'll actually like hold the Jeep in a stop position until you make that contact. It'll keep you from rolling back. I'm gonna say it holds it for like a good 5 seconds or so. So I mean, it gives you a fair amount of time just to like find your friction point and get going, which is super helpful. So I'd say that's really your only advantage of having an automatic, but you don't have that rollback. But if you have the rollback assist anyways, you don't really need it. But again, maybe you don't know how to drive manual, or maybe it's just not your thing, and that's fine. Either option's fine. They're both very good options, and they're both fun to drive. So yeah, totally up to you, personal preference. Another question I had was the fuel consumption of the Jeep. Again, based on how you drive and whatnot, I would say like when the gas is at $1 a liter, $50, $60 usually gets me about, I'll get a little over like 400 kilometers, maybe 450 max, but really don't get that much more. Doesn't matter and I drive on the highway back and forth every day, so it doesn't matter if I'm doing city driving, highway driving. We're talking a difference of maybe like 20-30 kilometers a tank. So I mean, you're not buying a Jeep because you want to save the environment, or you're not buying it for fuel efficiency by any means. It's not a Honda Civic or something like that, but it's the experience. Some of the other items you can get, there are, you can remove your doors and put, half doors. You can do like a tube door, where basically there's literally just like 4 tubes that go across there just to keep you in, but it still gives you the door off experience. You can do, I've got seat covers, you can do that. They've got you name it. I mean, the list goes on of things you can get. It's unreal. You can get like beer bottle openers that attach to your Jeep. You can get foot pegs, I guess, that go off to the side so you can put your foot out while your doors are off. You can get, well, you know what? One of the things you should consider is if you're going to take your doors off frequently in the summer, replacing the factory mirrors. If you take the door, these are attached to the door, so if you take them off, you could technically get a ticket for not having any mirrors. So you can get aftermarket mirrors that slide into the, I'll show you quick, slide into the door hinge. So as you can see, this is attached to the door, so you will lose this. You take the door off. You can get mirrors that just slide right in here, quick and easy, take 2 seconds to install them, good to go. They also have aftermarket kits that will actually relocate your stock mirror into this panel. That's fine, you can do that too. It's going to stay there forever then, so you know, if that's the look you're looking for, that's fine. I've actually done something kind of interesting. It's just been I saw it online, and it was just kind of like a little makeshift mirror thing, but took my vent, I'll move this over here, and I just added tow mirrors. The vents are just circular. Well, that's it. So now I can use this, so I can show you, but you can see your blind spot without your doors, and it works. Nothing overly fancy, but it does the job. So $10 and simple fix. So I mean, there's different routes you can go and lots of accessories to purchase, so totally up to you. You can just, you know, make that call on your own. There's a ton of websites out there. If you check some of my videos, and I'll put it at the bottom of this one, but I've got a company called Off Grid that I purchase my stuff from. I get 20% off their store, and you're more than welcome to use that as well. But yeah, like there's so many different stores out there, different areas, you know, Amazon, eBay, whatever. That's all, everybody's got something. So, but yeah, there's a ton of different things you can get. And that's kind of the fun of the Jeep, though. You just customize it the way you want, whatever you're into. But yeah, there's not a lot of detail on a lot of these, you know, small questions that everybody has when they're thinking of getting into Jeeping. You know, nobody talks about, you know, the soft tops and all that kind of stuff. So I just figured I'd do a video, go over some of those items, and you know, see, hopefully that help make a decision whether that's something you're into or not. But yeah, anyway guys, hope that helped. You know, if there's any other questions you have, or maybe there's some things that you're like, I'm not too sure about this, or I've heard this, feel free to drop it in the comments. Happy to answer it. But yeah, thanks for checking it out, and check you out next week.